spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
There indeed, there is a light right here on WHFS 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. And you're also hearing us broadcast live on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM and 96.9. We're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And oh, what a wonderful show we're going to have this evening. We're tuning in, we're tuning up, we're connecting to your guides and your angels. And this is the time that we can align with divine messages uniquely for you. So do you have a question about life, about love, about a juncture, a pause in the road that we need to know? Which way did he go, George? Well, it's time for you to figure out where you need to go and for us all to be on the right path during these very interesting and pivotal times across the world. It's a time for you to be true to yourself, your own authenticity, and identify your true truth, mission, and purpose in this world. It's a little bit more than just going to work. Remember that song, She Works Hard for the Money? Well, we can't always be working hard because we need to have life and enjoy the breath of life and celebrate. And so one of the things our guides and our angels always want us to know is that we are fully supported and protected. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that we have to worry about. All we need to do is present it. Throw it up to the sky. Ask the angels to assist you, to give you a sign, to let you know that everything's going to be okay. Have you ever thought that you were on a path of doing something and you felt like you hit a roadblock and you didn't know how it was going to work out and you worked yourself up into a frenzy? I think we've all been there. And then what happens? At the end of that little momentary frenzy, a solution will pop up. Something will show itself so that you know that you are in alignment and you're protected and the universe always has your back. So what is your question for the universe? What would you like to know? What do you need assistance with? Not only are your angels and your guides looking out for you, but you have your loved ones on the other side holding the space, holding the energy, holding the vibration for your highest good. I was privileged to speak with someone earlier today on one of the phone sessions that I did, and we made a connection to a loved one on the other side. And there's a list of people that we would love to talk to. They were quiet. And it's interesting, sometimes the loved one on the other side that maybe was not the best person in the physical, they were complicated or difficult for us, that was the person that decided to show themselves. And we can't control that. But I can explain to you that when they're on the other side, our guides, our angels, they are so truly there to help us heal. And that when a person crosses to the other side, they have an opportunity to see life in a different way, to rid themselves of their own wounds and issues that held them down or prevented them from being kind and loving, and maybe made them difficult in the physical embodiment. And as they transfer their energy to this higher realm, they see things through God's eyes, not the human wounded eyes of the experiences of the past. So whoever you speak to, your guides, your angels, your God, they're there for you. And they understand where your wounds come from. They understand how perhaps when you were younger, something happened that made you feel not good enough or worthy. Or how life threw you a curveball in your mid-20s and you got taken off track and you thought that you would be, well, doing a different job or living a different life, and something came in and almost felt as if it robbed that from you. And now you're on a path of something new, but you always wonder what would have happened if. And then, of course, there's those long-lost loves. You know, that loved one that you fell in love with early in high school, that person that made your heart sing, the person that let you know that you were valued and loved. And it was that high school romance, that magnificent connection, that true love. And then something happens and takes it off course. So many times I talk to people and they still miss that first love. And they wonder where they are and if everything's okay. And what would have happened if? Sometimes we'd like to go back. But everything happens as it should. And everything's a result of a choice that we made. And when we make choices that in hindsight, and we've had a lot of that in the past few months, a lot of hindsight is 2020. Oh Lord, 2020, there we go again. But hindsight being 2020 gives us an opportunity to understand why we made a choice that we did and forgive ourselves and redirect, recalculate a route so that we know which way we can go next. There's no choice that is ever embedded in stone that is truly a permanent choice. There's always a transformation. There's always a different energy or realm that we can enter. Even the choice to pass on to the other side, that's not an end. That's a continuation of the soul's journey to another dimension, to another experience. And your guides are there from the moment that you're born. Your guardian angel comes in with you, has a contract to keep your little butt out of trouble. Just really make sure that you don't get yourself in a hot mess. And to keep you in the journey of what your mission is as a soul being. There's not a person alive today that doesn't have a soul contract with the experiences that we've had. And perhaps for those of you who believe in reincarnation, the soul's continuation of lives gone by that are built upon another. Many of us have lived through some of the exact same things we've been through now. So even though we may feel caught off guard or not prepared for some things, you knew you could handle it, and that's why you're here. Does that mean we want to go through it? Probably not. But for many people, building a bridge of connection and communication with their angels lets them truly understand that they're not alone. One of the number one questions that I have is, am I ever going to have a partner? There are people who want companionship, and it just hasn't come for them yet. And it sounds all fun and dandy when I say, yes, but your angels are with you. We want someone physical. We're physical beings. But it's that stillness, that time, that alone time, that loneliness, that disconnect that gives us the opportunity to forge a connection with our guides and our angels and forces us to surrender and learn to be content with self. If you're not content with yourself, how could you ever be content with another? You see, it is your self-love and self-awareness that makes you be someone who is a wise, considerate, compassionate, and dedicated partner, able to accept your partner's differences. It's being aware of who you are and why you breathe on this earth. I know many of us are looking for a mission, a purpose. And I once said to someone, and it stuck with me, that many of us are looking for purpose, and we go on this quest, Don Quixote, for the impossible dream, to find this quest of who am I and what am I here to do? We're all looking for purpose. And it occurred to me that purpose is something that unfolds over a period of time. Yes, there are people who will wake up one day and say, I want to be a doctor or a nurse or perhaps a basketball player or a football player, a baseball player, a ballerina, a singer. They'll wake up and say that, and that will be their soul contract, and they will just go in that direction and nothing more. And so often we'll compare ourselves with that person. But their contract in this existence was not as intricate perhaps as yours or mine. And that there are a series of experiences that are necessary in the preparation of the ultimate purpose and the ultimate meeting of the people along the path. And it's all based on a series of choices. I always go back to the moment that I chose to move to New Jersey from where I was in New York. And I look at that choice and say, wow, what would have happened if? I might not be where I am today. And then I look at the choice that I made to connect with someone in a computer store who became my mentor. What would have happened if I didn't entertain the conversation that happened after I was able to complete a task that he needed to do at this computer store? What would have happened if I just poo-pooed the whole thing and thought, oh, that's just crazy, and I don't want to talk to this person anymore. I just, I did what I was hired to do, asked to do, but I'm not going to engage in this. What would happen if I had a closed mind? Who else would have emerged? What would have happened if I didn't go to a meeting that was, I thought, a sales call that then ended up being a meeting that provided me with this broadcasting opportunity 12 and a half years ago. I have to imagine, you have to imagine, we have to be willing to realize that there's always a prompting. There's always something that is there, nudging us along the way. Some of us go kicking and screaming, I get it. But there's a gentle nudge that if we just kind of step in the direction of the nudge, things would be a lot more easy for us. Even when I made the agreement to take the radio show and be on Facebook and YouTube, when we made that conversation happen, I had a sign. And the sign was a series of numbers that mean something to me, that let me know I was in the right place at the right time, and this was the right choice for me. And so I aligned myself with my producer at the radio show. There's always something showing you you're okay. Well, we don't always follow those promptings because we're so busy trying to push in the world, trying to push an outcome. Someone presented to me a job opportunity they have, and I'm finding it interesting, not so much the job opportunity. It involves a move, it involves quite a bit. But what I'm noticing is the timing of when something would begin and when something that may serve as something to make her current job easier for her, it will expire on January 1st. And this new position begins on December 1st. Like the universe times things perfectly. Maybe a move that you make, how things fall into order in the last minute. What about the people who managed to land a place to live right before things got a little crazy here in the marketplace, and maybe your budget was a little tight and you really needed it to fall into place, or you got the last of the best apartments before the rents went up? We have to think that there's something else besides our wisdom and our intellectual mind and our ability to maneuver things acting for us. Those are your guides and your angels. And your guides and your angels are like your departments. It's like your body of Congress. That might not be the best analogy these days, but we'll go with it. Your body that supports you. And you have your Department of Finances, and you've got your Department of Health and Wellness. You know, you've got your healing angels. You've got your angels that assist you with your finances. You've got your actual medical guides that are with you, that are helping you. You've got your musical guides, your guides that inspire you, your journalistic guides. You've got your professor guides that sometimes make you think of the most intelligent things, and you're thinking, where did that come from? Shocked that you remembered it from history. But did you? Or did the guides give it to you? I always chalk it up to my guides. I'm like, I don't know that all that's in my brain, but I'll give it to my guides. They know things. I was just sharing with someone earlier today. Kind of interesting. Sometimes someone will ask a question, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, but I'll have just the right verbiage to point the person in the right direction, to ask the right questions of the said professional who can assist them at the matter at hand. Those are your guides. And I did tell the person, I said, well, I pay attention to when people talk to me, and I kind of try to file some information away in case I sit across from another person in a similar situation and I'm prompted to share a possible solution so that they could go out and seek guidance in the physical world. I serve as a conduit for all of you. For those of you who can't hear your guides yet, for those of you who haven't forged that connection with them. I love when I talk to my people when I do sessions, and they're like, yeah, and I heard my guides say. I'm like, you go. Great job. But our guides don't always talk that way. They don't always have an outside voice, and you're like, is there someone in the room? Am I not alone? It's not always like that. Sometimes it's a subtle prompting. Sometimes it's a voice that you hear very softly. Sometimes it's the craziest of thoughts that pop in your head that you couldn't possibly dream up all on your own. And that thought is the thought that you're like, that's the answer. They can talk to us in so many ways. Sometimes it's this warm feeling next to you that you're not alone and not to worry. Sometimes it's this sense of conviction and power, like, okay, that might be a good suggestion, but I'm going to stand in my power. This is what I know to do for me. And when someone says, well, why? You just know that you know. You just feel convicted in what you believe. Even if you don't have all the facts to back what you believe. You just know what you know. And then there are those, often entrepreneurs, that do the craziest things. That take the world by storm and take an idea and they run with it. And people will give them all the reasons why it may not work. And then they pull it off. It's more than their drive. It's more than their ability to goal set and manage their time, their knowledge of the entrepreneurial venture that they take on. It's more than that. It's a feeling that's from down deep in their soul that connects to their guides and their angels that present to them all the right doors to open. It doesn't mean they don't have a bump along the way, but even those they manage to navigate and remain relatively unscathed. I remember when I opened up this center. For those of you who don't know the story, I didn't know anybody in Florida. I always refer to it as it was me, a kid, and a cat. That's not much power, people. And when I opened the center, I just knew this was what I needed to do. I didn't even know anyone to read in South Florida. And now, well, anyone can get an appointment with me, and I'm here for everyone. And it's been that way for 15 years. And why is that? Because I honored what I felt compelled to do, even if I didn't know how I was going to do it. It was just a feeling. And I trusted. You've got to trust. And the craziness that goes on in this world today, yesterday, and what could come tomorrow, you have to trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your ability to connect. Know that your guides and your angels are with you. Believe that there's a governing force of energy that directs the entire universe. That's a conquering power above and beyond man. And that in your heart, you will know exactly what to do when the time is right for you. No matter what the circumstances are. I opened the center at the very end of 2006. So I usually say I opened in 2007. It's just easier to count months and days and years as time goes on. But then we all know the housing market thing happened in 2008, 9, 10. That was a train wreck. I remember people saying, oh my God, you have a business and everything. I'm going, oh well, only I would open in a crazy time. I didn't know. I just went with the flow. And so many things have come to pass in the 15 years, as any business owner will tell you. And we've passed through them. Just like we'll pass through whatever's coming next. There's a higher power conquering all. You might have a bump. You may have a slow moment. You may not be at work right now because you don't have a job. Or your job doesn't make it easy for you to be at your job. Whatever the story may be. But you will pass through this. You've passed through everything else. But this is a time for you to learn to get on your knees and be in gratitude. To be in this energy of trusting and surrendering and allowing new ideas to come forth. Maybe things are complicated for you because you've been holding on and attached to something that no longer serves you. And the only way the universe could take you out of what you think you know and what you think is good for you is for you to fall part of a story that is kind of crippling industries and people. Because there's something greater, better. Maybe you're the next author or television star or performer. Maybe you're the next spiritual guru. Maybe there's a business just dying to be birthed within you that you've been too busy to tend to. You haven't even turned the soil of your soul to see what's in there. You guys and your angels will get you there. They will lift you up. They will honor you for who you've come to be. So don't look to the future and the stories that people project, and think that you'll fall victim. Look to the heavens, look to your guides, look to your angels. Trust and allow the wisdom to come through, and you will always make the right choice for you. And the more you trust and the more you pay attention to the prompts, the stronger and the more prompting they will be, the more direct the messages will be, the surer you will know you're making the right choice. And then one day you'll be like, oh my God, I really felt my angels. Wow, I know exactly who my guides are. I heard a name in the sky and it's not even anything I could imagine. But that imagination is a major part to your inspiration. And your inspiration is a major part of your connection with the divine. And thus, all your guides and angels are with you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we welcome your phone calls at 888-565-1470. Or you may be getting a busy signal. That's okay. Please don't give up. Put us on speed dial and keep calling. I am committed to answer as many calls tonight as possible. And if you've never called before and you've been listening, then tonight's your night. Let's tune in, tap into your guides and your angels. Stay with us, everyone. Thanks for joining us, WHFS. Love hanging with you, WWNN. We are broadcasting live tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be right back.
Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do I know you? Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're hearing us live on WHFS and on WWNN. And I'm going to go to the phone lines. Jot the number down, 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Naples. I've got Natalie on the line. Natalie, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Good to connect with you, Natalie. Is this your first time calling us?
Second time.
Second. Well, we welcome you back.
Yeah,
How'd you
thank
hear
you.
about the show?
A friend recommended you and
Well-
said you were amazing.
Oh, I appreciate that. So, Natalie, what's your question for us tonight?
Well, your words are so beautiful. It kind of put me at ease for what I was thinking about. So I guess I'm just curious of where my relationship. What do you see for it with me and my little one and my boyfriend that we've been with for a while?
So, the first thing they make me aware of is there's time for you to change routine.
Okay.
You're feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant. So I feel like there's like a little bump in this connection with you and your boyfriend right now. We're not like jiving, right? It's just not flowing the way we want. And it's not like there's not love, but it's just not feeling as fresh and new. So we want to get out of the routine, get out of the box, and move ourselves forward. What is his birthday?
7/16/79.
So he's also getting ready to kind of step into some power for himself, like he wants to move himself up, accomplish some more things. Does this make sense to you? And moving up in work or something? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And when I look at that energy about work, they make me feel like that's kind of where the tunnel vision is right now. He's kind of there. He seems a little distracted. I also feel like there's things going on with family or something personal away from the relationship. This is true, yes?
Yeah.
And this creates a little difficulty in the flow between the two of you because when it was new, it was shiny and new, right? And now we're kind of missing the beat on some of it. Give this some time. He's highly intuitive, highly sensitive, and in this energy, he's not ready to open up the way you would like him to. You know, you can be very articulate, share your feelings, you're very aligned and attuned. And don't let your insecurities, and here we go, your insecurities of when you were 9, 10, and 11 get the best of you. So were you feeling a little out of sorts at the age of 10 and 11, please?
I think, there was a major transition there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's a feeling of, I don't want to let this slip through my fingers. I thought it was one thing, and now it might be something else, and it's eating you away. And then you're transmitting this fear energy, which then makes him feel like he's going to be stuck or imprisoned, or he's not going to be able to, almost like we're being needy. And I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying you're transmitting that like, validate me, you love me, right? Please. Okay, but why didn't you call me? Girl, get a breath. Okay, get a breath. Because we need to, you and I, we need to go back in the past and we need to heal the little girl. Because it's a little girl who's being reactive and is afraid that the rug is going to get pulled out from under her again. There is a work, Natalie, that I do called soul integration. It is on my website, sarahspiritual.com.
Okay.
This is when we go talk to your little girl and we integrate her. Part of you is literally stuck at that age, around that age, trapped in these memories, and that's the person who's reactive. And your little girl doesn't know who to trust. And so now it's hitting the fight or flight, and Natalie's ready to book.
Yes.
No, girl, do not run. He's being as upfront and authentic as he can. I see him pulled in directions, work, family. And then you're like, what about me? What about me?
Yes.
So revamp the interpretation of the relationship for now. Guide yourselves into having some more fun when it's possible. And just let it, my guides are saying, let it play out.
Okay.
All right? And you have beautiful presence of angels and guides who are with you that listen to you. And they make me feel like you've been crying a lot. We've been crying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't like when you cry, honey, please. It's not good for the mascara, and they don't like when you cry. So dry your eyes, and let's do some soul integration work in the future when it's convenient for you. This relationship can unfold to be more magnificent and intensely connected if you just allow it room to breathe and grow.
Okay.
All right, Natalie, thanks so much for calling. We greatly appreciate it. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Okay.
888-565-1470. I've got to go to Delray Beach. I've got Nicole on the line. Nicole, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, we are at a crossroads, right? You're getting ready to make some changes and make some movement for yourself, please?
Oh, 100%.
And they show me that there's this deep soul dive. You're like, okay, universe, who am I? Who am I supposed to be? What's my mission? What's my purpose? You better tell me, bring it on. I don't want to make a mistake in what I choose to do next on my path of life, yes?
Yes.
Nicole, how did you hear about the show?
A friend of my mom's told us about you, like, last year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here you are.
And here
calling.
I am.
Great. So, Nicole, what's your question for us tonight?
I just want to know if there's any important messages that my guides or angels have for me, because I'm still at a point where I can't really understand on my own. So I just need a little help
Absolutely.
from you.
So one of the guides and angels is there's a musical angel that absolutely you love to lose yourself in music and just kind of listen to music and kind of fade away. Yes, please.
Yes.
And
yes.
this angel guide, really more a guide, but she has such an angelic energy to her. This guide holds this energy of music, and she has a guitar in her hand. And it's interesting because she also talks to me about matters of the heart. Have you been navigating some matters of your heart lately with people?
Yes.
And a person in a love interest, yes?
Not necessarily romantic.
Okay. But we're kind of caught in an emotional triangle of sorts, yes?
Mm-hmm.
This makes some sense to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Because they're making me aware of you're trying to understand who people are in your circle and where you fit in.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this energy around you that makes me feel as if it's a time for you to put yourself first and move yourself forward in that direction. And they also talk to me about study. And there's a question about a next step in our study as well. Is that also true?
Mm-hmm.
What's the question on the study?
I'm still kind of stuck in what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
And it's just been constant back and forth, and I can't really, find somewhere to be.
So I'm going to ask you a real important question because it's your perception of yourself. Give me 2 words that you feel describe what you want to accomplish in career. 2 words. You want to
2 words.
accomplish what?
Something with change and just change and maybe love also.
Okay. So you want to help people. You want to help them be in a better energy of love. You want to do something to help community.
Community, environment,
Okay.
just like anything, anyone.
Okay. So begin on something that will allow you to learn how to manage projects.
Okay.
Start with learning to manage projects, people, and then you can kind of put yourself in the next year in something a little more specified so that you can be a representative of something that you believe in.
Okay.
Not for profit, something with the environment, something with the ocean, something with people. Take a look at that because they tell me that you like managing projects. You like to be in charge. Right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, you can get the job done is really how they tell me, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a energy, though, about love. You sure there isn't a love question here?
I kind of push it down.
Okay.
Even though, because I want to focus on, career things, like
understand.
you've just been talking. So I've kind of been pushing that away.
All right, but there's still some angst and confusion around that relationship issue, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I talked to you about your guide, I heard a song in my head. It's kind of an older song, but I heard he had a good song. I heard he had a sound. And it's called Killing Me Softly with his song. And I feel like somewhere inside you're not being true to yourself or your emotions about a particular experience with a person. And you, of your own words, said you're pushing it down. So when I tuned into your musical guide, she's like, killing me softly with his song. And I was like, okay. So open up and give yourself some space to feel the feelings. When we push down, we're not being true to ourselves, and then we cannot connect to the divine and be in the authenticity of what's to come next.
Okay.
January, you will have a much clearer idea. I really do feel you doing something to work with the earth and people. I don't know if you thought maybe I'll go join the Peace Corps for a year. I don't know, but is that something?
I really love what you do, but I feel like I'm not at a point where I could be on your level exactly.
Well, neither was I when I was a kid, a cat, and hello, it takes time. So you can do that and put yourself in a position that you can be of service. In the meantime, if I rattled off all the things I did of service for other people in my other careers, they were all preparing me for this. And then you can learn to work with your guides. But your music guide is a really strong guide, as is this beautiful energy of this Indian spirit guide, who is a female guide, and she is responsible for caring for the children in the tribe. That was her role. So she's with you.
So cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Nicole, for calling, and we greatly appreciate it. And we look forward to talking to you again in the future. If you want to learn more about angel and spirit guide readings, it's actually something that we're kind of featuring this month, learning to talk to your angel and spirit guides by my opening up in a private session and bringing in your guides and giving you their names and having you ask them some questions. So give some look into that at sarahspiritual.com. All right, my dear.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then WHFS and WWNN will be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Here live on WHFS and on WWNN live in South Florida, and we are answering your questions at 888-565-1470. Questions about life, connecting to your guides and your angels, and we've got calls all across the nation. But at this moment, I've got to go to Port St. Lucie, Florida. I've got Jay. Jay's been holding on for a while. Jay, hang on. What's going on?
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jay. And what is your question for us tonight?
Well, my boyfriend, he recently ended things with me, and I feel like it's my fault. So the question is, why did he break up? And do you see us getting together at all?
What is his birthday?
April 6, 1992.
Okay. Well, one of the things they make me aware of is something for him is very important for his moving forward for work. Is he working on a project for work or something he's trying to do to advance himself?
Yes.
Okay. My guides are telling me you're not his priority right now, honey. And he doesn't really feel like he has time to commit to a relationship. Does that make sense to you? Did he tell you that?
He didn't tell me that, but I think that's the reason.
Yeah. That's what I see. I don't think. I know. That's what I hear. And I really feel like it wasn't, and there's something about your relationship, and you know better than anyone because you two were in it, but there's something about the relationship that wasn't flowing, so it wasn't easy. And here's a guy who needs things easy. So I don't know if there was a communication issue or you were feeling, not feeling validated enough, kind of like what I said to the caller earlier, and you were kind of, I'm going to use a word. Oh, dear Jiminy Crickets. Chasing. Don't chase the boys, girls. We don't chase.
Oh.
We choose. They chase us. We choose them.
Mm.
And I feel like you were just feeling like, oh, wow, I really like somebody. I want to spend more time with them. Oh, yay. And it was like, he's like, I really need to concentrate on my work here. And, you could text me a little less. I'll be cool. And you weren't adhering to it. And I know you said earlier, I believe I caught you say, I'm not sure if it was my fault. It's not your fault. If he really was invested in the relationship from the beginning, spending time in the relationship, he would have been able to kind of bridge that connection, still some of the communication bumps, and he would have spent time working on the relationship. Relationships are work.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to hear that. They think it's all puppy tails and lollipops and unicorns, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not up for the work right now. It's not personal. It's where his head is. He's not ready for a relationship. You're ready for a relationship. So my guides go, next, let someone else come forward. He's going to be caught up in his project and what he's trying to accomplish for the next 3 months. You need to step into your own personal power, Jay, and you need to talk about how you feel powerful, and I am the woman who can accomplish anything I set my intention upon. Therefore, I am powerful beyond measure, and really work on getting your rhythm of career and work in a better place, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That's your focus right now. It also, by the way, is a powerful, powerful time for you to have a love experience, so you're right to feel that you want love. It is the frequency that's around you. You are craving it because it's in the energy and coming to you. You just need to trust, and if he has to be let go so that someone else can step in, then by golly, honey, let it go.
Yeah.
Okay? Cannot promise you that he's coming back. I don't get a validation on that. We need to give him his space. So thou shalt not text the boy, thou shalt not communicate, thou shalt let him sit in the choice that he has made, the great and powerful Oz, and open the universe and tell them I don't know, open up the door, go outside and look to the sky tonight and say, okay, universe, let it rain. It's raining then. Hallelujah. Tell him to have it rain. And bring someone new and exciting who's going to be willing to invest in you.
Yeah.
Okay? It's going to be a good 2022. Jay, is this your first time calling the show?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling again. We greatly appreciate your following the show. And don't take
Thank
this
you.
bad,
Thank you,
and
Sarah.
please don't be sad. All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
I, too, like the stories of happily ever after, but sometimes I just can't say, oh, I see it all just wrapping up real nice. We're going to go back to our phone lines and our friends on Facebook, our friends on YouTube. Well, hey, we really want to hear from you, too. Pop a line in the feed. Give us a hey. Share the page. Share the like. Share the love. And please ask us your question and give us your exact question, your birthday, and we'll be able to answer. But for right now, from Port St. Lucie, I've got to go to the west coast of Florida. I've got to go to Tampa, and I've got Tammy and Tampa. Tammy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tammy. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Wonderful. So the energy around you here makes me feel as if this is a time for you to expand yourself and to kind of think outside the box and breaking some routine for yourself, kind of be more creative in your vision of what you want to create for yourself. Tammy, they are waving me that I have just a couple of minutes. What is your question for me tonight?
So I wanted to see what path do you see that me and my husband are on at this time.
Okay. What is his birthday?
4/20/68.
Okay. So interestingly enough here for him, this is kind of interesting. You know, you both are trying to get out of the box and the routine of your life. And I kind of feel like we've been feeling kind of trapped and stuck. Is that true?
Yes.
And we need to kind of come out of the box, and we need to, my spirit guides are like, tell them to take the gloves off, Sarah, because this is like a little battlefield in there. So we're in this kind of like energy of we're just trying, both people are trying to be right. You're both strong people, strong personalities. He's stubborn. I know you're a little stubborn too. So we're kind of like in a clash in communication. And I'm hearing that song, you don't bring me flowers, you don't sing me love songs. So it's like we're not in the flow of love. Communication, less conflict is important. I can't tell you what to do, but I do see the divide, and I do feel like there's outside energy, outside interference. It's almost like there's other things going on in your lives that are creating a rift between you that you're both almost like trying to problem solve or take care of besides caring for the relationship. Does that make sense to you?
Maybe on his end.
Okay.
On mine, I don't see that so much, but who knows?
Okay. Well, I see a lot going around on the outside, so if we place it on his end, but I'm seeing like there's things that it's, I would say the energy is like he's not focused, he's not attentive to the relationship. We're not in sync with each other. You will know more about where this relationship takes you based on a conversation. Mercury's retrograde now, not a good time to have a serious conversation. Things will go askew and haywire. But I feel like communication, counseling will be of a better shape for you. Then I see, Tammy, in February of 2022, you guys decide if you're 100% in and you're going to redesign your box, or you're out of the box and going in your separate ways. I hope I've been of help to you tonight.
Yes, most definitely. Thank
All
you.
right. How'd you hear about the show?
The radio.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and stay in touch. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, WHFS. Please hang with us. Go to WWNN on iHeartRadio, or pop on Sarah Spiritual on iHeart, pop on Sarah Spiritual on YouTube and on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In the way, oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored
And now on Odyssey.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM and 96.9, and we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. If you're watching us on Facebook, you're watching us on YouTube, share the page, share the light, share the love, and we're going to go to answer your questions now. Let's pop onto our Facebook feed and see who's got a question on Facebook or YouTube. Ellie Yari says, will my partner and I be successful? Ellie Yari, your partner and you are going to be working on a project that's going to take you to the next level, my guides tell me. And this is going to bring you into some new accomplishments financially and from a recognition point of view. So that they make me feel like there's a great, strong, creative energy for you and your partner to be successful. And the best time to catapult to this next level is going to be in January of 2022. I can't believe I've got to talk about January 2022, but here we are. We are launching and running with our January 2022. So thank you, Eliari, for your Facebook question. Going to take another question on Facebook, and those of you on radio know that we can call in at 888-565-1470 or join the conversation on Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. And we got Bree Gazda. She says, hey, Sarah, will I be okay mentally, financially, emotionally, physically, et cetera, et cetera? Bottom line is, am I going to be okay? Going through it more in what it feels like. And she's in this new project, this new book, new chapter of her life. And when I look at this energy, Bree, you are going to be fine. You're learning to understand your emotions, learning how to interact with other people, learning how to share heart space, and learning how to grow in relationship and also be true to yourself and not hide and push down the true you, who you are. So this is a time for you, Bree, to be able to open up and share your uniqueness and trust that the universe has your back and have your heart open. Turn on your heart light, as they say in the movie E.T. Thanks so much, Bree, for your Facebook question. We're going to pull another one from Facebook and YouTube. I know you guys have waited. Nat Mike Allen, they say, hey, what's stopping self from entering a level I'm supposed to be at now, and because I'm not at that level, will I lose a little? So I feel like there's a stagnation, a a stuck feeling that's here. And what is blocking you here is, first of all, self-belief, self-worth. And I also feel like there's, I don't know, it looks like a lot of energy of people not being happy and holding the space for you. Let's call it, we've got some envious, jealous people around the energy, and they're kind of blocking you. So we want to move you forward and kind of circumvent around those who have, well, not cheered you on, and try to stay in your own personal space and create. I feel as if there will be positive change for you, and look for the end of November to kind of bump you up a notch. And then I feel like there might be some opportunity to maybe even move. So be open to new horizons that kind of begin in November and then catapult you into the month of June of 2022. Thanks so much, Nat Mike Allen, for your Facebook question. Pulling one more from Facebook before we go back to Milwaukee, Georgia, West Palm. We've got callers all across the nation. We've got our friend Tammy Hill. Tammy, I need a good number to play. What lucky number should I play this week and in my birthday? Well, Tammy, Jiminy Crickets, honey, I don't know. We gave you the number it came. I don't know what to tell you, but let me see if the angels and the guides can give us a number just for you. Let me see here. You know what? Interestingly enough, I will give you a number, and I'll give you a number in the pick 3. And we're going to tell you to play 710. That sounds like a good number, Tammy. So go play 710 in this week of your birthday, and let's see if we can pull it off. 710, Tammy Hill. We'll trust that it'll come in a short time. The last one came within 2 weeks from when I gave it to you. So please don't just play it one day. You've got to be in it to win it, my friend. Thanks so much, Tammy Hill, for following us on Facebook. 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Milwaukee. I have to talk to Anna, and she's been hanging on. So, Anna, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anna, and how can I be of assistance to you?
Sarah, I just kind of, I guess, looking for a confirmation, but yeah. Just got a notice today, and it kind of threw me off. I don't know. I'm not worried or sad, but I don't know. Maybe I am a little bit. I'm just a little lost and confused right now. Things going on.
Notice from work?
That too, yeah.
Okay.
I got a job, but I'm going through some financial things, and I want to just make sure that everything is going to be okay. I'm worried, I guess.
Don't worry. Everything will be all right. The way I see the energy, this is a balancing time for you. You kind of got to get yourself, it's something that was a little bit past due and outstanding. Is that true, honey?
Yes.
Okay. This too shall pass, and there's a solution for everything. And are we having difficulty at our job, our job that we go to work at every day? Yes?
Well, I'm getting a new job, and we're going through the process of the hiring.
Okay. So
That's
the
why.
old job was not a good experience for you, yes?
Not really.
Not really, yeah. I'm like, my guys are like, oh, that wasn't pretty. So this new job will be a great job, a great opportunity. Whatever that paperwork is, they'll work with you. Everything will be fine. You've got to trust this experience. And look at it as a time to clear out old energies so that you can move yourself in a better order of balance. Balance of the career, balance of the personal world. And then the top part of this triangle of balance that they give me is, of course, the top pinnacle, which is looking up to the heavens and trusting God. So put your trust in God and know that you're not alone. There's also a lot of power. When I look at the energy, you have an incredible strength that comes out from your heart. It's almost like a magnetism, they tell me. You've got like this really great energy, and people are drawn to you. So just trust that all the right people will show up to help you with anything that seems like a conflict or an issue in your life. The angels have your back. Your guides have your back. And also loved ones on the other side, very strong presence, female energy connected to you, feels like grandmother energy in your vibration looking after you. Does this make any sense to you, Anna?
My grandmother, I don't know, but it could be one of many.
Okay.
I have a few. So.
Okay. On Dad's side of the family, Grandma passed?
Yes, my great-grandmother.
Okay. Now, that's a strong...
I was just worried about the notice on the door. So
yeah. Just trust...
Everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay. You want to trust that. And there's a lot of time that has elapsed, but there's also more time in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So just trust that everything's going to work out for you. All right? Okay. Ask Archangel Michael to protect you, to bring you justice, And don't take this in a way that you put your head in the sand. Deal with it. Don't run from it. Deal with it. Okay? Thank you so much, Anna. God bless you. And
Thank you.
we know Archangel Michael will keep you well. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. Yes, indeed. When life throws us a curveball and we don't know what we're going to do, it can most certainly be very off-putting. And now we're going to go back to the phone lines. And I've got Lydia, and Lydia is in Georgia. So we go from Milwaukee to Georgia. Lydia, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good,
How
Lydia.
are you?
I'm good. What is your question for me tonight?
Okay. The first time I came on your station,
yes.
I was feeling very bad.
Yes.
And I mean, how can I tell you? On my knee, out of nowhere, you told me to put the phone on my left ear, and that's the only one I can hear. And out of nowhere, like I said, and then you said you were going to blow in my ear and make me feel a little bit of heat, and it will feel good. And it did. But then over the years, a lot of things have been happening, and I wanted to know, is it true that it can be healed again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, so yes, so we were able to transmit an energy from the divine that gives you healing, Lydia, and that does happen for people. And I don't have control over it. It's just something that I direct, and I just trust in the energy. And I know that it was difficult for you to walk with your knees. Yes, please. Yes, that was a problem for you. Yes. And are we also having trouble in the abdomen, the stomach area, please, now as well?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to take a breath. And we're going to just start to send some energy to you. And as we do that, I just want you to just breathe for a moment. And I'm just going to keep talking because we can't have dead air on the radio, but just let me send the energy. And then we're going to bring a spinning ball of light, and it's going to come down from the top of your head right into the top of your Godhead, the center of the back of your head. And we're going to bring it straight down your spine. And when I bring it straight down your spine, I'm going to have it eradicate anything that is stuck and stagnant in the energy. I'm going to place it in the base of your spine. We're going to have one light go down the left leg and one light go down the right leg. And as it's in the base of your spine, there's a light that we're expanding that's almost like the globe of New Year's Eve, that big, beautiful, luminescent light that they drop the ball, christening a new year. This is the light that I'm submitting into the energy at the base of the spine, out into the abdomen, filling that with light, relieving it, and healing the energy of the cellular structure that seems out of sorts there as well. All right, take a nice breath. We're just going to bring the energy in a little bit more for you. And my guides tell me we're cranking up the heat a little, so if you get a little warm, just let that pass.
Yes. Yes.
See, I can tell by my breath and breathing that now your lungs and your breath are opening up a bit more. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So I'm going to continue to leave that ball of light and let that do its work. And the light is going to bounce up and down your spine. We're going to leave that there. We're going to let Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, continue to work that energy down the spine, in the ligaments, in the tendons, in the legs, in the knees, and all the joints that are really kind of, well, stuck. You're stuck, right? And we're going to take away the rigidity. We're going to ask that you also remember that the universe has your back, that you're perfectly safe. Your guides and your angels are with you. And as they stand with you in support energetically and spiritually for your transformation into a higher realm of frequency so that you can be in the energy of healing and you believe you are worthy, know that you are worthy to be in the energy of healing and know that you have the power over your body in this energy as long as you follow medical procedures that are necessary. I don't tell people don't do that, but we need to also accept the fact that we have the power, that we can release the emotions that don't make us feel good enough and supported. And my guides tell me that, Lydia, you don't feel supported. You don't feel like anyone's here to help you, to hold you up. And so you feel like the weight of the world is on you. And it's like you can't stand up anymore because you just can't take it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. It's
okay.
true.
So now they're going to just bring in some cooler energy, just kind of cool you down a bit.
Yeah.
Your mother's with you.
Yes.
Your mother's with you. And she wants you to know she's with you. You helped her in her last days, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's here with you. You've got to trust that experience.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Lydia, I'm glad we were able to bring you some relief years ago when you first called in, and thank you for reconnecting with us, and we're going to ask the angels to continue to work with you. Be sure to take your visit to the doctor and make sure they do their part, and trust God's going to do God's part. Thank you so much, Lydia, for calling. All will be well. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're
Have
welcome.
a blessed day.
God bless you. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're answering your questions right here on WWNN 1470 AM. And we are going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then we're going to go back to our phone lines. We've got West Palm Beach. We've got Fort Lauderdale. We've got all across the nation. Thinking of calling? Want to join the conversation? Want to talk to your guides and your angels? Come on. Now's the time. 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We met before. I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. If you want to learn more about my work, you can go to sarahspiritual.com. I've got to go to Isabella. Isabella is in West Palm Beach. Isabella, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you again. And what is your question for me?
Well, I'm here with my sister. Is here from California, Nicole.
Yes.
And hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Our mother just
passed
away
yes.
on Sunday, 10/10, and we were just wondering if there was any message for us from her.
Yes, let's see what we can bring in. It's a little soon for that connection. So she's giving me a circle. So everyone was circled around her when she passed, please? We were there?
Yes.
Okay, because she's showing me the circle of people around her. And it's almost like the way she projects herself in the energy. It's not a strong connection because she is in transition, but she's flying. It's like she's floating, she's flying. And I'm also feeling a lot of pressure in the chest. Was she having problems with her breath and her breathing before she passed? Was it becoming difficult for her to breathe and swallow right in here in the chest and the throat area? Yes, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, she was. Yes.
And your sister just made it in time? Yes?
Yes.
Just in time.
I was able to be with her.
Yes, she waited for you. She waited for you.
Oh, my gosh, Sarah. Thank you for that confirmation.
Yes,
Wow.
she was waiting for you.
Well,
and,
I'm her favorite.
All right, well, you're both my favorites, okay? So don't get me in the middle of this one, please, because Mom will be haunting me in the middle of the night. No, thank you. All right, listen. Here's the very best part of this whole story.
Yeah.
She knew she had to go. She waited for you, but she needed to go peacefully, and it was long enough. She wasn't fully here in the cognitive sense. She wasn't feeling and experiencing things. She was waving in and out. She makes me feel as if there's a woman who greeted her, makes me feel as if it was her mother that would be your grandmother.
Yes.
And so she was very close to her, yes, because mother held out the hand for your mother. Mm-hmm. All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It was a great celebration of connection in this energy. They play a song in my head, and it's not, of course I know your mom listened to different kind of music, but they have to relate to me in the way I can understand, because I couldn't even sing in the language for your mom. But so I hear, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. And then they tell me that it's this flow of knowing that she is one, and it's everything she thought it would be is the vibration she sends to me. And then she's pointing to her cheek. Who kissed her on the cheek?
Oh, I kissed her on the cheek. We all did.
Yeah. Because she's like giving me like besos on the cheek, right? She shows me the kisses on the cheek. So she's with you, thanking you for that and the good care that you provided for her. And there was a part of her that was like a little girl it was almost like she was a little girl going to a party. This is how it felt for her. So please don't cry for her. Just know that she's okay. And and now she wants you all to know it's your turn to live your lives.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. I'm truly sorry that she's not physically here, but she's going to be here with you in spirit, and she will be making her appearance known because she's going to be getting stronger in that energy. And she gives you back the same kiss on the cheek that you gave her in her last moments and her last breath. All right?
You are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you both, and my regards to your family. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
888-565-1470. Really difficult when we lose our parents, and really lucky to catch their mom in the transition of the energy as she kind of transmits the frequency of what it was like to make the transition from the physical earth into the other side. Interestingly enough, we were just talking about loved ones on the other side before I picked up that call, so I guess we were being prepared to receive her message. We're going to go back to the phone lines. I've got Chris, and Chris is in Fort Lauderdale. Chris, how are you tonight?
Well, hi, sweet Sarah.
How are you? Well, good to connect with you. Your phone is cutting out a little bit here, so let's see if we can get a better connection on your end.
Okay.
Yes, that's better.
I just answered your question. You said, how are you? And I'm much better speaking with you. Now I'm speaking with you.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad we can bring you that energy and that transmission. You know, they tell me that you've been dealing with some financial things or trying to get some financial things kind of organized for yourself. Is that true?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
May I quickly tell you my background?
Yes.
I have been self-employed practically all my life, and the dear Lord has blessed me with an abundance of talent. I play piano professionally. I'm an award-winning chef. I've owned 2 upscale restaurants, all award-winning with all kinds of prizes, and it just didn't stop. And finally, when the crisis with the recession happened, I just went down completely. Right. And it's been a struggle to get back up. And I have so much to give. I have given all my life. And I put clothes on people's back. I didn't have food on their table, but that's the family I came from. And that's how we treated people. And it's at a point in my life now that I'm at a standstill, and I've got to accomplish something again.
You will. You will. Just when you think the world, but you're on pause right now. You needed to regroup, recalibrate, but there's a financial flow that comes for you so that you can, the word they tell me is redesign yourself, reinvent yourself, and move in a slightly different direction, a little less taxing for you, but yet something equally effective. And they bring the energy in of your guides and your angels. And I do see Archangel Gabriel is very inspirational around you, and you like to help women and teach people how to have a different way of thought and process in life as well. Yes, you're as much a mentor as you are a helper, yes?
Yes.
And so I feel like there's something you're going to do to help people moving forward in a group where that's specifically the cause. And this is something that's going to come. And as we take you into the month of January, I feel like the next 2 months might be a little uncomfortable because you're used to being busy. But this is your respite to kind of set you up for something else coming. But is there still a restaurant that's open, please, that's not doing...
No,
you shut
fortunately, I sold both restaurants and at a nice profit.
Good.
I've been successful.
Right.
Whatever I set out to do, I did it. I did it well, and every customer was treated like gold. And the only sad part about it is when I sold the businesses, I had to say goodbye to my customers, and that's the only thing that bothered me. But we've got to move on. And
you have to move on. Absolutely.
Yes.
And Chris, is there an idea of writing a book? Because they're showing me a book.
I don't have the patience. I every time I think I've got to write a book, I'm 80 years old, and when I was 19 years old, I was working in Washington, D.C., selling pianos and organs, and I still sell them. But again, it's the economy.
Look at it this way, Chris, if I may just interject.
Sure.
Maybe you have the patience to tell someone some of your story and some of your experiences with your customers, because we never really say goodbye to people because our souls are forever connected. So give thought and consideration. There may be somebody who's willing to just record you telling stories, just over a cup of coffee, and then a book can be birthed. And it's easy to do, even those ebooks now that they talk about. And, it's funny you're talking to me and I hear Frank Sinatra in my head. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, right? But he did it his way. And you did it your way. And if you were to do it all over again, you would do it almost the same exact way.
you're amazing again, because he is my baby doll.
I know.
Mr.
Blue
put
Eyes.
his records on when I was 3 years old, and it was Frank Sinatra or bust. And I grew up with Frank Sinatra, so thank you for that.
Yeah, and now he's like, when the shark bites, right? So I hear that song, and so it's his energies with you, and, you know, I believe that some of the people that we admired on this planet, we admired them because we had a deep felt soul connection, even though we might have met them in physical. You can't tell me that Judy Garland, Frank Sinatra, that they're not down looking upon us saying, I appreciate the connection and I feel your vibe. They have to feel it because they're in the divine. So in the divine, they can see, feel, and hear all the experiences that are genuine and filled with love and admiration. And so I can't help but think that Frank, he's like back at you, honey. So he's right with you. Chris, you will reinvent yourself. There is a new chapter that comes for you. Look for January to open up new possibilities. It really touches my heart that you listen to the show. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I hope I've been of some service to you tonight.
And I greatly enjoy your show. It is just top notch, and so are you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. God bless
God
you,
bless
Chris.
you.
We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We've got to go back to the phone lines. And, well, from Fort Lauderdale, I've got to go to Michelle, and she's in Minnesota. And Michelle's energy's feeling like she's got a lot on her plate. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good.
Michelle, you just feel like you got run over, hit by a truck, right? Well,
yeah, I do.
That's all right. You have been down and you've brought yourself up before, and my guides are telling me that you're coming back up. And I feel like there's a lot of stiffness and lack of mobility. Like I feel like you are not able to hold yourself up and move around the way you want to, yes?
No, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm trying to come out of it.
Okay. Well, I feel that we're not able to hold ourselves up, so thank you so much for confirming. Well, let me tell you that I see, what's that song? I'm coming out. I want the world to know, right? I'm gonna let it show.
I'm really working on coming out of my wheelchair full time.
And I see that the ligaments and the tendons are getting stronger, yes? And the communication between the brain and the legs are getting stronger, right? Because there was a time when you said to the brain, all right, brain, tell the legs we're going to move, and like it wasn't moving. And now I see
they were moving, but my joints are partially frozen, so I'm trying to.
They weren't able to respond to you. Yep, they weren't able to respond. And when I look at the energy, I feel like there's some treatment that you're on as well, please. Yeah, so they're considering this. I'm not a doctor, not diagnosing. They're considering this.
Really, I'm trying to do my own treatment because nobody wants to do therapy or anything.
But they're also not sure of what the exact cause of this is, yes?
No, there's some sort of an autoimmune
disease,
that's
yes.
That's eating away at, I have COPD, I have heart disease, I have all this stuff. And there's some autoimmune disorder eating it away. And I'm a healer myself.
Right. So it is.
And I heal people all around the world.
Right.
And as I heal myself. And I heal with God, of course.
Of
and
course.
I'm very spiritual. But a few months ago, I went deaf in my left ear out of nowhere, and it's never came back. And I'm losing my hearing slowly in my right ear. Some days are worse than others. They don't know what happened there either, and they don't know why. They have no idea.
Again, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like there's autoimmune, but it's driven by some viral element that's driving all this imbalance in the physical body. And have you done any work with juicing and cleansing your body, for instance, along the lines of some type of juicing, like celery juice and things? Have you done any of that work?
No.
Okay.
I haven't.
I know you're on Facebook, yes?
Yes.
So go into the group by the medical medium, Anthony Williams, and he has a lot of protocols that Spirit has guided him to provide as supplements of things that you can do by juicing. One of them is celery juice, and it takes out a lot of the toxicity. And this will give you something physical to do while you're working as a conduit of light in the presence of God, you see. So we have to do it in the physical. What's done in the spirit is done in the flesh. We have to work in the flesh so that we can connect into spirit and clear the energy. So we have to do the physical work. And so I do feel, Michelle, that you are on your way to a recovery as strong as you can be at this point. And I do feel that this is coming in a short period of time. And I don't want you to pay much attention to the ear, because I feel as if it'll help you develop. As the ear doesn't hear as clearly, I want you to trust the divine will telepathically communicate with you. And perhaps we don't need to hear all the chatter of people. We need to hear the divine right now. And so focus on that telepathic communication and allow that to guide you so that you can open up even more healing. And then I feel like the ears will kind of open up a bit more. And very often when people are conduits of energy, as channels, many of them have problems with the hearing. I don't know if you are aware of that, but this is true.
Yeah.
So
I do a lot of channeling.
I know you do.
And
I know.
I can't control some of it. And I'm
That's
trying to control it, and I have a lot of people that come out.
Well, just let them pass through you and just deliver the message. Michelle, you're on the path of healing. Thank you for calling the show. I know you follow us on Facebook.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Is my finances going to improve? I'm on disability, and it's just such a struggle.
It is such a struggle, but I do feel, there have been times you've been on the edge and the universe always pulled you back and made things better for you, yes?
Yeah.
Then trust that. Don't take the struggle out of it, and step into the energy of surrender and allow the universe to shower you with abundance.
I've been fighting for years. I've been on prednisone for 11 years, and they've kept precancer cells in me now for 3 years, and I'm getting them removed in December. And I'm a little nervous, so.
Don't give that any fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You got to trust the healing process. If you are a healer and you believe in the healing, then you have to see it healed and done, and just do what we need to do in the physical to accessorize the transformation.
It's horrible. Right. You have to do it yourself. You can't count on the doctors.
Well, they're there for people, so we have to honor their position. That some things are a personal journey because it's part of our soul contract. Michelle, thank you so much for calling. We've got to go to commercial. Thank you for following the show, and send Archangel Raphael and his healing angels to surround you at this time. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. When we come back, we've got to go to Portland, Oregon. We've got to go to Washington. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are spiritually speaking all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to Manisha in Washington. Manisha, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Good to connect with you. And here I see that we are in a bit of an energy movement to find out some new things for your path. What's your question for me?
Yes, I am actually wanting to move into my own place. The place I'm at right now is not bad, but it's just mentally draining.
Yes.
And so I'm feeling like it's time to go, but I'm not sure that. I'm just wondering when that's going to happen.
So the energy, and you want to own your own place, or you just want to move to a different place?
Just move to a different place. Okay. Owning my own place is good too, but just, yeah.
Okay. So when I look at the energy here and I see, first of all, this is about you discovering who you are and really about your understanding the next steps for your personal path. And on your personal path, you're on this journey of growing expeditiously financially. So I feel like there's a lot of growth coming to you in your career environment. And in that growth, it's going to make it easier to facilitate making a move. And where you are is temporary. And by that, I mean there's a 4-month period that I feel as if it's going to take some time before you're able to get from there to someplace next, okay? And I feel as if it's not conducive for your emotional growth there. It feels very stagnant where you're living. Is that true?
That is very true, yes.
And so we want to look for, I won't count October because we're in the middle of October already. I don't even know where the time went, but we want to go November, December, January, so then it takes me to February. And that's when we can give thought and consideration to making a move and where we would go and what that would look like for you. For now, my guides tell me we need to put all of our attention, all of our energy in working on next steps for work and career. How to evolve the experience of your career and what's next in the leveling up for you.
Okay.
And when we evolve in that manner, we find a different sense of purpose. We find a different sense of energy. We connect on a different level because we're attuned to, we're aligned to who we've come to be. And this is going to make a tremendous difference for you. From that personal power, you attract better opportunities for yourself as a place to live. You can do anything for a short period of time.
Okay.
Okay. So give thought and consideration to that. All right, my dear. Thank you so much for calling. Greatly appreciate your following the show. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
888 565-1470. And we're going to go to Portland. I've got Tiffany on the line. Tiffany, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So they're talking to me about shifts and changes and kind of connecting and networking and kind of building like a new group of people. It's like kind of finding a different vibe for a tribe. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, very much.
And have we kind of cut away from some people and kind of clean, and I'm not going to talk to that person because it's just not the right vibe for me, and, you know, mean you no harm, but I got to keep it moving?
Yes.
Okay. In my
I was
spirit.
unexpectedly laid off 3 weeks ago.
Okay. You got a new vibe, a new tribe coming. It's time for you to make a move anyhow. And you were feeling a little stuck and stagnant, even though you were unexpectedly laid off. You're like, okay, well, I did say, and I was thinking, and now the universe is like, okay, now we've given you a clean slate for you to begin again and reinvent yourself. And there is opportunity to network and connect, as my guides are telling me, and that this is a new adventure year for you. It will take a little bit of time. I know nobody likes when I say that, to find your next opportunity, because we want to be selective in what we do next. So we bring forth the aspects that we enjoy and don't tag along the disenchantment of the past experience. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I also feel as if you're uncertain if you want to stay in the same path or try to do something different. Is that also true?
That is correct.
Okay. And they make me feel like you might kind of have to make a choice that way because things just don't feel comfortable for you in the way you used to work, yes?
Correct.
Okay. What is the question here, Tiffany? If you're asking if you're going to have a job, there will be a new job coming for you. It'll be a little bit of a process, a little bit of time.
Yeah, I guess I am curious about timing. Financially, it's not necessarily the easiest. So I am curious. And I'm fine going into 2022. That is okay for me. I'm just wondering if it's earlier in the year or later, so I can prepare for that in a different way.
Earlier in the year, they also tell me that you needed a break, yes?
Very much so.
Okay, so you needed the break. We take the break. We reevaluate. We write down the aspects of career that we enjoyed and how, if we were to make our own life, our own schedule, and be in charge of our work schedule, what would that look like? What would that feel like? And what would your tasks and roles be that you enjoyed? And I want you to sit and envision that, especially as we get ready to come into another new moon. We have a full moon first, but when the next new moon comes, use that as your envisioning platform. And at that point, you'll have a clearer understanding of what you really loved. And then work with the universe and be specific. Specificity will assist you in this. Because you can't work, you were giving away too much energy, Tiffany. Were you doing a lot for people in your work, please?
Yes.
Okay. So you were giving away so much energy, we need to be able to draw forth and put back into you, fill your cup, and then manage energy a little better moving forward. I also feel that as we approach it in a different, is there a way for you to be more administrative than hands-on in what you did, please?
I think so.
Okay.
That's the hope. I mean, the next path is hopeful.
That is how I kind of see us. There's a maneuver into that arena, right? That aspect of work. And when I move you into that, I feel like something in you comes alive because you're so project driven. You have big picture, you have vision. You're here for the greater good of mankind and humanity. So this is going to be of great assistance for you to be clear as to what those roles could be and what it would feel like for you. And from the feeling, the universe will match and bring you what you desire. Open up, connect with even recruiters to have them kind of float out and see how to reposition your resume, reword the resume to almost offer yourself as a different person in the workforce. This will be most advantageous. You will be fine. You needed the break. It's unfortunate that circumstances brought this about, but just trust that the universe has your back, and you have to be honoring self and true to self during this process. I hope I've been of service to you tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so kindly.
You're welcome. How did you hear about the show, Tiffany?
My best friend from high school who lives in Florida is a big fan and follower of yours. So she introduced me to you, and encouraged me to call in today, or just reminded me that today was the day. And I followed through.
Well, thank you so much
Thanks,
for following through. Tell your friends I said thank you very much. And if I can be of further assistance on a personal level, in a personal session, when you get ready to make some choices, we can be a little more specific in some actions and guidance from Spirit in a personal session. I look forward to talking with you again.
I look forward to it as well.
All right.
Take good care.
Bye
Stay
for now.
healthy.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470 from Portland. I've got to go to Houston, Texas. Let's see what's going on with Melissa. Melissa, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Melissa, are we in the car?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm sitting in my vehicle, but it's in park.
Well, I see a car. Well, thank God for validating that, because I was starting to think, well, why are they showing me a car then? All right,
No,
Melissa.
I'm in my car. I'm just not on. It's not on or anything.
It's not on, but I see a car. Thank you for that. Melissa's in her car, everyone. Thank you, Melissa. What is your question for us tonight?
I just want to know, I guess there's a lot going on with me and my son. My ex-husband's trying to get an order to lift where he can live. And so I'm just afraid that if that does happen, will he get that approved to where he can move to whatever state he wants?
Well, I feel like he's trying to bully you. Yes?
Yeah.
So he lives in another state, or he lives in your state?
No. He lives in my state.
Okay. And he wants to leave to go to another state. Did I understand that correctly?
Well, he wants it in the new court order that he can.
Okay. And does that actually impact you?
Yeah, it does severely. Okay. I mean, I don't want him to go to some other state where I can not see him on a regular basis.
Okay. So your son is staying with your husband, is that true?
Yes.
Okay. That's the part I wasn't clear on, so thank you for that.
No, not part of it.
No, I don't see that he's going to be able to do that, because he doesn't have just cause to do that.
Right.
I don't feel like he has anything secure. And you do still have your rights. Your rights have not been removed. Yes, he's just the primary parent, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that's because he painted the picture that he could provide a more stable environment and consistent care. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Well, oh, what a web they weave, my dear. So I don't feel that he's going to be able to just do that. The courts are real. I'm not a judge, not a lawyer. But it's kind of difficult for them to take you out of the picture. And you have a lawyer representing yourself, so you can contest this, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And let the lawyer do their job, but I don't feel like this is going to be a difficult time for you. And I actually feel like there's some work and environment for you that's going to raise your income and make things easier for you to manage financially. So this is something for you to look forward to, being a profitable year as, my goodness, your birthday's coming up. So we're going to wish you an early happy birthday, Melissa.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right, Melissa, how did you hear about the show?
I listened to all live.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. Keep me posted. Send me a message on Facebook, and we'll kind of talk you through the process. Just trust that the angels have your back, and everything will be well. Thank you so much for calling. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. You've been listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN. And we're heard live in the first hour on WHFS. So I hope you tune in. Share it with your friends and family, as you can hear people are doing. Let's share the light, share the love. I'm so glad to be of assistance to you. As always, it's an honor. Stay well. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light, there's a light, there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not